no sun, cool racetrack, a lot of grip, relatively cool air. So you have all those elements right now.
They were a part-time team for so many years, running 5 races, 11 races. Now they've had the opportunity to get out here every single race. It's starting to show the repetition, the crew. They've cycled through some crew guys who are volunteers, couldn't be out here full-time. Finding good people is a big challenge. That team continues to get better. They're on a different program than everybody else.
Look, and I think there is something to be said. Over the last at least 5 to 6 races specifically, we have seen forward momentum out of that car. We're not seeing the mistakes with the parachutes coming out of the car. We're not seeing the car, spinning the tires immediately. They're finishing runs, and they are making forward progress. Bobby Bode sits 16th in a 16-car list right now. Whoa, Bode's wow, he kept it in his lane and missed the blocks. That is as sideways, Tony, as you can get a funny car 60 feet off the starting line.
Yeah, and when a car loses traction that early in the run, the torque from the engine is really going to steer the car. If it had fluid under the tire, it's going to continue to rotate. Fortunately for Bobby Bode, he brings that car back. Take a look at the acceleration off of the starting line. So I'm pretty sure it had wheel speed. We talk about how much grip these tracks have, but when those tires start spinning, it goes from a lot of grip to almost being on ice, and you can see how good of a job that he did. He actually missed that first 330-foot block.
Thank you, Bobby, for doing that. That would have been downtime for all of us. You can see wildly crossed up and keeps it off the block. Bobby, I'm impressed at how quick he closed the throttle.
Man.
Good. Yeah, it is a good catch for any driver, because when you go wide open throttle, your expectations are, that the car accelerated is going to get the front end up. So you almost set your sights on the finish line on the horizon. So it comes from nowhere. So it's a good response. Even when you get off the throttle, the rear tires continue to spin. So for Bobby Bode, it was a good initial reaction. Good car control, no panic, and calmly bringing it back to the center of the lane.
You said good catch, Tony. Joe, what year did Rawlings start the Golden Glove Award? Rawlings founded the Golden Glove Award for great defensive play in baseball. What year?
I'm going to say 1940.
1957. Oh, let's go to TJ Zizzo and Hannah.
TJ was just talking about his career best speed and that run. Walk us through it.
Actually, I was just telling you about the moon and how beautiful it is out here, truly. But yeah, 336, nice and smooth. How exciting is it for an all-volunteer team that comes out here and tries really hard to go out there and run 336 miles an hour off the trailer? It was fascinating.
It was fascinating. What are you looking to expand on in the second session tonight?
I'm sure my guys have a lot of things up their sleeves, but, we just put a Q1 run in it just like at Indy, so we're hoping for a high 60. That would be wonderful.
Well, you're right. The moon is beautiful, and so is that pass. Thank you.
Thank you.
Joe, do you agree?
Well, he's a fascinating guy.
I'm fascinated by the craters we're looking at right now.
Yes, it is a beautiful moon. It's fascinating.
It's made out of cheese.
It's the same side. It's all the time. Never see the other side, do you?
So TJ Zizzo, fascinated by the lunar situation this evening. We'll find out how good Ron Capps can run here in the Napa Auto Care GR Supra. Big thanks to Napa as the title sponsor of the Midwest Nationals here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Inside the car with Ron Capps, who is on the racetrack next to Chad Green. I think we're seeing positive moves out of Chad Green's car specifically. Had the semifinal finish in Brainerd a few races ago. We're watching this thing repeat itself going down the racetrack.
Early in the season, they won the Gator Nationals. Yeah. Came out of the box. They're going to have their best season ever. Lost their way halfway through the season. It's good to see them coming back. And Capps, another massive explosion out there at ZMAX Dragway, turned his GR Supra into confetti.
Yeah. Yeah, and you really start to feel those after a while, I don't care how big your budget is and how big your sponsor is. At some point, you have to take a step back and look at and assess, your parts inventory and especially your bodies. I know he's destroyed a couple of them, and I think they rebounded very well. They made a good competitive run, only 276 miles an hour. I think that Ron shut the car off. At least it appeared that he was very cautious about that approach, and right now I don't think this is any time to pull anything back.
And listen, if you're watching from the Kansas City area, they're flying the colors of Flying H drag strip on Chad Green's car. Nitro Nights coming October 4th. Chad Green's going to be there. And Cap's up by the center line. Meanwhile, Chad Green goes 388.6, 334 miles an hour. They teed it up, and they absolutely crushed it on that run. Nitro Night is going to be real fun if the guys can pull that type of number off at Flying H drag strip.
Yeah, and I think that's a Chad Green that we saw so many times last year. This is the kind of performance that is expected from this car. Joe, you talked about them falling off, experiencing some level of inconsistency, but you know, this is what you call taking advantage of these cool conditions and good racetrack. And for Ron Capps, it almost looked like that car was positioned to the inside. And as the car accelerated, it just looked like Ron, not because it started to push to the inside so early, not able to pull it back soon enough.
Just drove right towards the center line. You could see Capps going right to the 330 block, and he steps off the throttle and even gets on the line. That would be a DQ. Let's go down to Courtney Enders at the top end of the racetrack.
So Bob Tasca's still sitting in the chair, but we have to talk to Bobby Bodie after that. Bobby, you got about as sideways, staying in your lane and avoiding cones as I've ever seen. Walk us through your perspective.
That was just a crazy sequence. I've never experienced anything like that. It spun the tires. We've been doing that a lot recently. I think we have a problem. We got to figure that out. But this time it just started spinning and it just hooked me left. And everything happened so fast. I don't know if we had a fuel leak or something that time. But, I'm watching the video right now. Wow, yeah. I can't believe I didn't hit the cone there, but you know, I'm just more frustrated than anything that our car's not running good. So we'll stay all night if we have to, and we'll get this thing right.
Awesome, glad you're safe. Let's go to the staging lanes with Hannah has caught up with Brittany Force.
I have, and we were just talking about how she's already smashed one record today, but they're looking for more in the second session. How do you find more?
That's David Grubnick right here. It's HendrickCars.com team, and we have a chance now that we're qualified well. We should be safe in the show. We got a killer run down there, so now we have a chance to push it and see what we can get away with.
Do you have numbers in mind for what you're looking to see?
We do, but I'm not going to share.
That's all right. We love a good secret, and we love seeing you break more records.
Thank you.
So someone is going to try to steal the #1 spot from Brittany Force. What Cardinals great, Joe Costello, what Cardinals great was known as the base burglar?
Fizzy Dean.
I can help you with that. Guy by the name of Lou Brock.
Oh, baby.
Did I get it right?
T-Pad is on the gas with the baseball trivia.
guys
I don't know many, but I know Lou Brock.
You guys are setting me up in the
There's
Cardinals
no
trivia.
setup. Wait, do we don't have notes? Nobody's got notes?
He planned in advance.
Blake Alexander and Alexis DeJoria. The Padero
Conspiracy.
Cafe car.
It is. It's a conspiracy.
The Prado Auto Center body coming around. Blake Alexander. Man, this is a car right now, and Joe, I think you agree. Alexis right now is definitely a threat to go low for the entire race right now.
Oh, absolutely. All year long, they've come out of the box strong and just have been getting better and better. But at some point, Alexis has got a great attitude, and they're having a good time over there. Needs to end up in the winner's circle.
There's some rumors circulating about this team next year. Positive rumors. They're not going anywhere. Well, they may be going somewhere, but they'll still be here if you catch my drift. Alexander's car smokes the tires. Alexis DeJoria takes it down the racetrack at 390 at 332 miles an hour. Highly respectable, and lands her 5th.
Not quite in the 80s, but a strong run for Alexis, and that's what the team has been doing. They're building upon their performances. She's taking it down the racetrack, doing a good job. Good 3rd for the session.
And if you have a good eye, you can see something bouncing near the finish line when she pulled those parachutes. It was bright orange. That's the pilot chute. Of course, they made it mandatory a few years ago that make them a bright orange so we can see when they fall off on the track. And all that does is that helps spring the parachute out so that it can catch air. But for Alexis, this is a good run. You can see those sparklers coming out. You know, a lot of times teams will put on some new headers, and that's just a little bit of the metal burning off that you'll see some of those sparklers. But this is a very good run for Alexis. This car has been very consistent. It's always been hit or miss, but Mike Neff has really come into this team. They didn't have a lot of time to build a team, build a new car, and in a short amount of time, he's wrapped his head around it very well.
The crew chief Brain Trust over there has won multiple championships. Mike Neff, Todd Smith. Neff is a U.S. Nationals winning driver at John Force Racing, so they've got the brain power over there, and it's coming together.
Courtney Enders is with a batless Chad Green.
I like that, Brian. He is a batless Chad Green, but he is a happy Chad Green. He was super excited about going into the 80s. And I'm going to ask an obvious question, but I want your honest answer. Why was it so important for you to break into the 80s on this run?
Well, because, I mean, it's Friday night. This is our run. You got to do it. We haven't been performing well on Friday nights. We've been qualifying terrible this year. So, yeah, that was our goal, to run in the 80s, and we did. I'm so happy, so proud of my guys. We're trying some different stuff, and, man, I love driving these funny cars tonight.
That's awesome to see, and I do believe Hannah is going to catch up with Sean Reed next. Congratulations.
I am in the staging lanes with Sean Reed, and we were talking earlier about how he's still riding the high from his win at Reading. What was the significance of that you still carry with you?
Well, you know, it's my first win in the HRA, and well, remember it forever. You know, 69 attempts, 1 win. So, you know, the guys are still riding the high, even though we had a little letdown last week. But you know, we're going to tune it up this time. It's either going to go or blow, I promise you.
Without giving any secrets away, what can we look forward to seeing from you in this session?
It better be a 3.6 something.
All right. We look forward to seeing it. Thank you.
Sean Reed smiling, walking back to his race car. J.R. Todd and Matt Hagan coming up next as we continue to work through this session. Of course, the New York Yankees, as much as I loathe to admit it, 27 World Championships. The Cardinals, 11, second in MLB history as far as World Series titles go.
The Cardinals won the 1967 World Series.
Yeah.
What team did they defeat, Brian?
They listen. Bob Gibson put in a performance for the ages. Jim Longborg, who is a great local pitcher, he's now a dentist in Massachusetts. They beat the Boston Red Sox. Not only then, but you know who they beat in an even more painful fashion in 1946 when Enos Slaughter scored from first base because Johnny Pesky refused to throw the ball. The Red Sox again.
This guy is blowing my mind with his baseball trivia knowledge.
Matt Hagan and J.R. Todd coming up. American Rebel Light.
I never would have expected.
Are you craving the latest Apple products but find yourself short on cash or credit? Don't worry, Leesville got you covered.
Man, nothing going for Todd. Hagan's going to wrestle this thing. 386, 329, and Tony, that was a driving job.
Now you're talking. This is the Matt Hagan that has to show up if he's going to, if this team is going to contend for the championship. And right now, that's looking, well, that's going to be the target. Right now, you look at his incremental times. It's not a cone. It's a block. At some point, these drivers are going to have to get in their head. Cones are like 30 years ago. That first orange block is 330 feet. The car accelerated very well in the 1/8 of a mile, 286 miles an hour. But if you're around these funny cars long enough, you can hear them rev up. You can hear when the clutch goes 1-to-1. You can see it gets the front end up for J.R. Todd. Looked like the car just went about 100 feet and started to lose traction. Just too much of maybe engine, too much clutch application. For Matt Hagan, this could potentially set the stage for a good weekend.
Hagan hustling the car, driving a funny car, unrelatable to most people. Tony, when you're hustling, you're accelerating, you're out by the wall, you're kind of out of the groove. To stay in the throttle, that takes courage.
It does, and Matt Hagan knows his way around a darker racetrack, and you know he's pretty physically fit upstairs, and that's what it takes sometimes with these short wheelbase funny cars. You really have to overdrive them at times, but you know, put some body English into it, and you know, for Matt Hagan, a little bit of a walk in the park because these funny cars never really want to go straight. Even when they want to go straight, muscle it to the left and right just to make sure it stays in the center of the lane.
So the American Rebel Light Dodge has rocketed to the top of the sheet as we have a farewell chat with Bob Tasca and Courtney.
Well, Bob was just saying how much he was enjoying hanging out with me, and I don't know if he's going to attempt to take Hagan out with that bat, but you had a good run here, Bob.
I probably need the bat and more to take Hagan out, but good thing I don't have to wrestle him on Sunday. But yeah, it was a good run for our team. Like I said, we pulled it back a little bit. We wanted lane choice for tomorrow, for Sunday, and that definitely will give us lane choice for Sunday. Mission accomplished. Get up there, Hagan.
And so Matt will make his way toward the stage. And we see Austin Prock and Cruz Pedregon. Cornwall Quality Tools on one side, Snap-on Tools on the other. We are really, Joe, in the midst of a tool war in NHRA drag racing. Every which way you look, there's a tool company out here competing for the public's interest.
Got Carlisle Tools with Ron Capps, and they understand that fans of drag racing are people who do things themselves. They don't want to hire a guy, they want to build it themselves, and so why not sell tools here at the NHRA?
All right, which one of these two cars, Tony, has the big number? I assume Pedregon, your brother's car, Cruz's car, can run somewhere in the high 80s. I'm also thinking that Austin's car is going to be set up to run quicker than 86.
Well, I'm pretty sure. I mean, there's no reason that Cruz in that Snap-on car, they're going to target something, maybe a 380 That's very reasonable for Austin Prock. Sky's the limit. They've got to be looking at a 384 or better.
They're going to complete the big backfire for Cruz Pedregon. A 384 at 337 for Austin Prock. But once again, scattered parts and pieces for Pedregon and a supercharger that tried.